Welcome to the Movie Draft Podcast. I'm Ethan Simi, and today I am joined by my wonderful co-host, Ben Lawhorn.
Hello.
And my other wonderful co-host, Sophie Holsinger.
Hi. Wow, I don't think I've ever gone second before.
Yeah, it's new.
Just a draft tactic. Just trying
mixing
to
it up.
trying to get in your mind.
That really threw me off, actually.
Mission accomplished. Today, we are collaboratively drafting movie musicals. What's up, guys? It's just the three of us.
Feels good. Feels good to be home.
Yep.
Does
I'm
it,
excited.
Sophie?
Yeah.
Even though I'm already pulling tricks right out of the gate.
No, we're back. We're back. It's good to be here.
Yeah, we are back. The last time that it was just the three of us on a pod was for the Wizarding World collab draft in episode 36, 2.5 months ago. I feel like that was a long time ago, and I genuinely don't remember where we settled. I do know for a fact that even right before we started recording this, we were talking about how good Harry Potter is. That's what we were talking about.
Is that what it was? That's good.
Is that's it?
That's the end of that story, I guess.
It's a good franchise, great stuff. Speaking of Harry Potter, I did recently. Have you guys ever purchased those? I don't know the brand, but they're like art playing cards. They have Harry Potter, Star Wars, Avengers, Lord of the Rings. They have like all kinds of stuff. They are really cool. I have an Avengers Endgame set, and they're pretty sweet, like art on all of the face cards. Anyway, there was a Harry Potter deck that was on sale, super sale. It was like $3 instead of $13. I bought it, and so I officially like Harry Potter more than you guys know because I own that.
Interesting. That's cool.
That's how that works.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It is actually.
That trumps everything else. So,
That is how it works.
And if you want to know Ethan's thoughts on Deathly Hallows Part 1, go back to the last episode.
Good
Just
movie.
See what he says. Yeah.
Good movie.
Yeah.
I stand by that. It's a great flick. The last collab draft we had here on this podcast was the Tom Hanks collaborative draft. I don't think people were very happy with that. Sophie, you were not a part of that. I'm pretty sure that after that episode came out, Ben, I'm pretty sure you were like, give us your Tom Hanks rankings. And Sophie, you were like, you got it. We'll do.
Still waiting.
Never came back to us on that.
You're really putting the effort on this one. I appreciate it. But sometimes you got to actually post it.
Okay. I'll work on that. Homework.
You don't have like a top 3 off the hat?
I mean, I would have to put a Toy Story on there. I feel like it's your picks were just absurd.
Great.
Like I'm amongst the belief that The Polar Express is one of the worst films ever made.
What?
So I want that on the record.
Thank you.
What? How did I not know this? Why are we even doing this?
It's a terrible
show?
film. Terrible.
So he pulled your
Do you
Midsommar
hate the
trick
magic
and-
of Christmas? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
No, I like Christmas. I love Christmas.
I
We'll
just hate
continue
the
to.
uncanny
We'll talk
valley.
about Christmas soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, Ben.
What?
Thank you.
Okay, well, this is going great. So how are you guys other than that? Other than the fact that people are not happy left and right with this draft and the results of this draft? How are you guys? Sophie, it's good to have you back on the show.
I know it's good to be here. I missed drafting with you guys. I'm a little out of practice, so we'll see what happens here. But this is kind of my thing here. This topic we're doing, so I'm not too worried.
I mean, this was kind of like the beginning of this podcast, so to speak.
It was.
Kind of brought it. So we're back coming full circle here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see how this one goes versus last time. I did pull up the results of our last pod of the musical.
You did?
Yeah. Like, I wonder what's going to make it again this time. And yeah, I don't know. It's going to be fun.
That is interesting. I did not pull up those results. For listeners that are unaware, back on our podcast, Ben and I, our 24 minutes of 824, we were testing out this idea of the Movie Draft podcast. Really, we're just trying to cheat our way into making another podcast about movies. And I'm pretty sure musicals was like the first one that we did, or like really close to it.
It was
right?
one of the first, but yeah, I think it was the first time Sophie came on. That was the first time it was the three of us.
It was also my first podcast ever. Period.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Wow. Never
look at
forget
you
your
now.
first.
Yeah.
I know.
Coming in here being like, this is my bag. I got this. Don't worry. It's all good. Yeah, that's incredible. I would love it if you would read those results after the show, because I'm really curious to see. I think we did a musicals draft. We did, of course, an A24 draft on that podcast. I believe we also did a Christopher Nolan draft on that pod. We did a couple of like really random things before we were like, we should do the movie draft podcast.
Yeah.
So here we are. We are back, kind of full circle. Episode 48 here for us, which is really exciting. We've almost done a full year of pods.
It's crazy.
That's wild to think about, but
it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, we did it.
We've
done it.
Okay, let's talk about movie musicals. Now, I did want to specify in the title of this show and throughout the notes that we are in fact doing movie musicals, because with Wicked coming out, there's been a lot of chitter chatter. If you just say the word musical, that people just assume either which way that they are most accustomed to, whether that be a true production Broadway musical or a movie musical. So I do plan on referring to them as movie musicals. And hopefully that helps my brain just stay in its lane for exactly what we're talking about. But Ben, why don't you start us off? What's your relationship to movie musicals?
If anyone's here at the movie draft podcast and thinks we're drafting stage plays, you're at the wrong place. But please stick around, stay here. But everything will be a movie that we talk about.
Should I do that for the SEO of the pod? Just do the musicals draft, and then people will be like, "Ooh, cool, Broadway musicals," and then we
maybe
convert them.
Yeah, it's a wider net. Let's just cast it. I think it's a great idea. Movie musicals are things that some I was really receptive to as a kid, but for the most part, I was pretty standoffish. I didn't think I would enjoy them, and I may not have, without realizing as a kid that a lot of Disney stuff was musicals and all that. But as I got older, I think I appreciated them a little bit more and have come to really love a good movie musical. And I'm excited to get some of my favorites on this list today. I have some justice to serve.
Interesting that you are going that route, the favorites route. Of course, we'll get to that question. Is this a favorites list or is this a list of the people? Sophie, you self-ordained queen of musicals, but fill us in a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I grew up on movie musicals. My mom was a theater kid. She was notably Liesel in The Sound of Music growing up. She was a munchkin. She really, really ingrained in me the beauty of the movie musical. And I was watching them a lot as a kid, mostly The Sound of Music, but I had a lot of other ones sprinkled in there as well. And I've just always really loved them. And my passion for movie musicals turned into stage productions as well. And that's honestly one of the reasons that I live in New York, because I love live theater and I love Broadway and musicals in general. I think the movie musical can be tricky because they're cranking them out these days and they're often just not good. And so, yeah, I think there's some really, really strong ones out there. And then there's some slop. So I like to pick and choose for sure. But I would say that to my core, I am a secret theater kid and I'm constantly listening to the music of movie musicals.
Yeah. Oh, okay, great. Well, I feel like I'm really out of my depth here. I'm just a guy that kind of that likes musicals just because I think they're cool. And I was raised on a few movie musicals. I am in no way attached to theater. My parents have nothing to do with theater. I'm the only person in my family that loves movies as much as I do. And then musicals on top of that is just another kind of niche in that. So I'm really a one of one in terms of how I, out of my family, am interested in movie musicals. There are a few that are really core to my movie identity. So I think that this will be a much harder list to accumulate than I think it is. I think it's going to get tougher than we might anticipate. Ben, you mentioned you're going solo. You want to solo dolo this thing and just get your faves.
Yeah, and there were even some that I played last time and nope, not making the cut this time. There was others that I regretted not trying to play in retrospect. So it's not going to be a complete repeat of the last one if people listen to that episode. This is going to be something different. And we have 2 more picks, on top of that. So it's going to be exciting.
I kind of want you to read the list ahead of time because I want to know the direction that we're all going. I feel like I'm going in blind, but yeah, I am prepared. A skosh more than zero and a lot less than what I would like to be. So I'm not ready for this draft. Contrary to popular belief, how I always come in prepared for a win. Not the case today. I would like to work together. Since we're, it's the Holy Trinity, it's the Brain Trust. We're here, we're friends. I think it'd be fun. It's a collaborative draft. Did you guys watch anything for the first time in preparation for this?
I didn't watch anything in preparation for this, to be completely honest. So, going off of my past experience, that's going to be guiding me today.
Okay, oldies but goodies. That's the
oldies
route.
but goodies. Yeah, staying classic.
Okay. What about you, Sophie?
I didn't purposely prepare for this, but because of the release of Wicked, I just have been in a very musical mood. Like, there have been times in the past few weeks where I've turned on a movie and I'm like, you know what? No, I need a musical right now. And so I ended up watching quite a few musicals. I probably won't talk about most of them today because a lot of them were just things I was overdue for a little revisit. But yeah, I didn't like prep a list for this or anything. Honestly, you aren't going to believe me, but I am going into this in a more collaborative nature.
Sure.
because I don't know. Like I think musicals are very personal to me, and I think my favorites list would look very different from like a best musicals of all time list. So, I mean, it could, maybe a little mix of the two, but I'd like to kind of be representative of the good.
Yeah. This is the question. Is this exercise to represent all facets of movie musicals? Are we trying to do justice for, hey, this is what a movie musical can be, should be, is? Are we trying to do it all, or are we trying to do the best? I think there is a clear distinction between those two camps.
We'll see. We will see. I don't know, man.
I'm just trying to be a good host. I'm just trying to come with good content and good questions, and you just slam the door in my face.
I don't want to. I mean, I feel like I've made my position clear. I'm picking what's the best to me, maybe not what the people think is the best.
The best to me is the biggest cop out in the world.
I know.
That's sick. Okay, cool. Well, I unintentionally did watch one movie in prep for this, so I wanted to come into this draft really prepared. I remember last time we did this, Sophie, you came in with like vastly different tastes and takes than I had, and I was like, I gotta watch some of those. Like, next time I need to be ready. I had a lot of time. This has been on our schedule for many months now, and I didn't watch anything. So, you know what? Actually, I lied. I did watch one new musical for this, and I'd be curious if it gets played here today. That would be interesting. There were a few that I wanted to revisit in preparation for this because there were musicals that I was like raised on and that I watched either like in high school or younger that I have not seen in my adulthood. So I can't really vouch like if they're good movies or not. I just have like the memories of them and what's associated with them being good movies. So we'll see if I feel strong enough about any of them. But I agree with you guys. Like, musicals are a very personal thing. And I think it really differs between everybody, what they find interest in. 2024, interesting and fascinating year for musicals. Joker fully ado. Ben's favorite movie of 2024.
Yeah. Give it all the awards. I want the Return of the King amount of Oscars for this. Let's give it 12. Let's do it.
Joaquin back in the limelight here. Yeah. Of course, we have Wicked. Now, we did intentionally schedule this episode to coincide with the release of Wicked. We pushed it out a couple weeks so people could see Wicked. We could see Wicked. I literally put this later on the calendar so Ben could see Wicked because I knew Sophie was not a question. And I'm positive you haven't seen Wicked.
I mean, given the amount of commercials I've seen, I think I get it.
Like, no, you don't.
No,
you don't get
it's
it.
Fine.
You don't get it.
It's a sick answer. That's awesome.
You don't.
I've watched 5 hours of commercials, so I've seen the movie. So
here's the thing. you are me before I saw Wicked. That's the thing. I was like, I can't do this. There's too much marketing. There's too much crap in Target. There's too much Wicked. I'm sure it cannot be this good. And then I saw Wicked, and it was pretty good. It wasn't great, but it was pretty good. So I'd be curious to see if we talk about Wicked here today. Mean Girls, Moana 2, obviously just recently released as well for Thanksgiving. That's a musical. And then worth noting, The End, a new film from Joshua Oppenheimer, slowly kind of making its way into a wide release, a very strange musical at that. So if you did say musicals are here, they are being made. Of course, recently in the news, a lot of conjecture about, do studios even want to market movies as musicals anymore? Do you have any takes on that, Sophie? I'd be curious because you work in the movie industry.
I do. I do work in the movie industry. One quick note: you did miss a very notable musical from this year that it could win Best Picture. Amelia Perez.
Oh, this is very true. That's a reason why I did not mention it, is because it is a bad film, but
it is a bad film. But it is notable.
I like that he threw The End on here because I think you'll do anything to get Oppenheimer on this list. You're just like, we got an Oppenheimer on the list, so I win. Thing. Yeah, it's good enough for me.
I think that the marketing of musicals is very interesting because obviously, like, Wicked was something you can't avoid because it's based on a stage production. But something like Wonka Mean Girls is based on a stage production. Like, yes, it's based on a movie, but I don't know. I think the way that distribution has chosen not to market these movies is very weird because I think people love musicals. And yes, maybe like some dads out there wouldn't want to take their kids to see it so that these soundtracks are, not on a loop in their households. Mm-hmm. But like, I don't know, maybe Wicked is just very singular, but like Ben said, it's everywhere. Like, it's every single TikTok I see is using a Wicked song. So I don't really know what the motive is because I think musicals can be very successful. And maybe, not enough people know that Wonka is a musical. And maybe it would be better off if they did, because it's wonderful.
I have no comment. I'm just going to move on to the next topic of conversation. I'm just going to give my take on this as well. I mean, I do find it very strange that studios are like, let's hide the fact that it's a musical. I find that odd. Joker, fully ado, kind of got like eaten up by this discourse, and Todd Phillips was very clear that it was a musical, and the trailers were like semi-clear, but mostly avoiding the fact that it was a musical. And then it did turn out to, in fact, be an incredibly shitty musical. So that doesn't help the case. But then again, you have Wicked that's like very clearly marketed as a musical, and people want that. Cynthia Erivo out here just being like, you should sing when you see Wicked in the theaters. Bad take, in my opinion. Let's not. Let's just keep that to ourselves. But it's tough. It's tough. I don't know. Musicals, the backbone of Hollywood in the 50s and 60s, truly, truly guided Hollywood through to a new generation of filmmaking. And so I think it's odd that we've kind of hit an inflection point again in society where people secretly want musicals, but studios are afraid to pour money into them. Wicked is going to make a lot of money. So I don't know. Maybe that starts to change as we go forward. Okay. Are we ready to draft?
Yeah.
Ready to go.
Okay, cool. That's great. You said Wonka, and I just really got thrown off the scent. right on cue. No surprise.
Might be talking about it some more. Who knows?
We can only hope we don't. This is, in fact, a collaborative draft. So whether the strategy is to go for the win, go for the personal favorites, or work together to make a list that is representative of musicals, there will be only one team standing at the end of this, a collaborative board ranking 13 movie musicals. Best, personal favorites, most interesting, most successful. I don't know. I'd be really curious to see how we tackle this. As always with a collaborative draft, a special shout out to Screen Drafts, a wonderful podcast that has influenced this draft layout that we have adopted here on the Movie Draft Podcast. Ben, would you please explain the picks and the abilities for a collaborative draft?
Let's do it. We have 13 movies, a 3-person draft here. We have drafter A, B, and C. Drafter A will get picks 10, 7, 5, and 1. Drafter B will get picks 11, 8, 4, and 2. Drafter C gets 13, 12, 9, 6, and 3. Drafter C does have more picks, but they are all weighted a little bit lower. Because of that, Drafter C everyone will have a veto, and Drafter C will also get a veto override, which they can use to help someone else, not help themselves. So if Ethan tries to play Wicked at 13 and Sophie disagrees, but I'm like, yep, that sounds right, I can use my veto override on Sophie's veto, getting rid of her veto, and Wicked will stay at 13. And on top of that, Drafter A will get 2 vetoes. So that's the layout here.
Okay, that's the layout. Sophie, you feeling a little bit better? You've been potting for about 20 minutes. You feeling like you're finding your space? Are you holding space for this draft?
I'm holding so much space, and I'm feeling warmed up, so I'm good.
Okay, shoot, we should have just like 3 minutes.
Right, we should
have just jumped right in.
Yeah,
and,
no
like, this is how we draft. I would very much like a very particular drafting spot.
Me as well.
I need it. If I don't have it, I'm not sure how.
Yeah.
I guess in your guys' best interest, it is imperative that I get this, or the board turns to hell. I got to be honest with you guys.
To be clear, here is not a musical. You can't play the Zemeckis movie as much as you might want on another list. It doesn't fit.
It's a musical of the swan songs of time.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
God,
let's spin.
Okay, let's spin. Man, I really want my spot. Okay. No interesting names today. I liked what you did on the last draft, Ben. I liked what you did. I liked the Ethan Hunt Mission Impossible connection.
I went last names this time. Felt fun.
Lowercase last names.
Last names. Here we go.
Wow. Oh my God.
Let's see.
It's a lot of pressure in this spin. Oh, slow up, baby.
No.
Slow up, baby. Yes. Oh man, this is awesome. Just in case listeners couldn't tell, I will be going, in fact, choosing my spot first.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay, Sophie, and then yourself. Okay.
Cool.
All right. I'm going to be taking drafter C. I want drafter C.
Damn it.
Oh, is that what you wanted as well?
Well, of course. And I know it's what Ben wanted too. Don't even lie, Ben.
Is it really?
I'll never tell.
Okay. Well, I want to draft receiver for a very particular purpose, but we will get into that in a moment.
Because you have shitty movies to play at 13 and 12?
100% correct. That's 1,000,000% accurate. Yes, that's exactly why I needed this spot. I can play my pieces of shit down below and not get chastised for it. Sophie, what draft are you going to be, A or B?
I'm going to choose A, which is actually what I had last time as well. So
nice.
Okay. Interesting. Going with A. 10, 7, 5, and 1. Yeah, you did get 1 last time, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I like that I get to decide half of the top 4 movies. You're leaving it up to me. I can't wait.
That was a bad idea.
Great. This is going to be fantastic.
That was a very bad idea.
Ugh. I
mean, I get to determine 3 of the bottom 5, and I feel really good about that.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I wanted.
Shittyville. Here we go. Population Ethan. Let's go. Shitty bits.
Welcome to the spin zone, baby.
Yeah.
It's the suck zone, Twister style. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just going through my short list and I'm trying to figure out what needs to be here. So if you did mention you are interested in collaboratively going on a journey together on this?
Yes, I am.
Is it important that 13 and 12 are right? Or like, can we afford just to burn them?
I mean, I don't want to burn them. Like, we are talking about 13 out of like many musicals. So I would like them to be good. I would like to enjoy the movies down here. So.
Okay. It's too bad I don't care. What do you want 13 to be?
You're so rude.
It's really crazy.
You're so rude.
Okay, I feel pretty good about this 13 pick. It is something that I've mentioned here before on this show. It is a movie that I inadvertently checked out over the last week. That is in fact a musical, but I feel like 13 is a justified spot for it because it is not a classic musical in the sense. So at 13, I'm going to be playing Bo Burnham Inside, a movie that I'm personally obsessed with. That is, obviously a narrative driven by songs and musical numbers, not in the style of a Wonka per se. So I think it needs to be at the bottom, but that's what I'm going to put.
So we can play concerts. Is that what I'm understanding then? Like,
I mean, okay, I guess I take this to petition. Is this a musical? Because I figured this was because I did in fact draft this as a musical at one point in time. And I remember that because Sophie so clearly said, wow, what an inspired pick, Ethan. And I held on to that. And I created space for that. And I thought, that was inspired. I should do that again.
And then you woke up. You're like, damn, that was what a dream that was. That was fantastic.
Okay, so
no, that's fine.
I guess I didn't anticipate Retribution, but I guess we can do that.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's a stand-up comedian performing songs, but I guess technically it's a movie with musicals. So
yeah,
I don't know. To me, the movie musical, like those songs drive forward the narrative and things like that. And I don't know what the narrative here is, but
no, that's fair. I am looking at the musicals wiki and it is in fact not on here. So yeah, I might have made a mistake.
I mean, follow your heart. Maybe we're all going to play something a little risky here.
I mean, I agree with you, Ben. I agree with you. I just got swept up in the inside of it all. I rewatched it last night and I was like, fucking hang it in the Louvre, the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I've watched Welcome to the Internet. Like, I love Inside. Yeah. It's fantastic.
Okay.
I just
I completely agree. Yeah, I think I love Inside so much. It just didn't come to mind for this because I think of it as kind of like a musical comedy special, not. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Totally fair. Totally fair. Okay. Well, just let it be known. I love this movie. I'm obsessed with this movie. And even though it might not qualify for a musical, I think it's very good. Okay. Yeah. Well, that really throws me off my plan here. Now I have to actually try. Number 13. I would like to play a movie because, in fact, we are drafting films.
Yes, we are.
Just trying to look through my hastily put together short list that I did moments before recording. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to follow this pattern. I'm going to play a movie that I just watched for the very first time in preparation for this draft. This is a 1974 movie directed by Brian De Palma. I'm going to be playing Phantom of the Paradise. I think this is an excellent musical. I think it is supremely weird and very, very strange. And you have to be on the wavelength of this movie in order to care about it at all. But I think it's important to have it on this list because it's greatly representative of the genre spanning ability of musicals. This is not The Sound of Music. This is not Grease. This is not Wonka. This is a very weird, fucked up story of demons and revenge and retribution and rock. And I think that's pretty cool. So I'm going to put that fourth for 13.
Cool. I like it.
I haven't seen it, so I can't speak to it, but
really? Oh, I definitely would have figured you would have seen this.
No, yeah.
Oh, it's right up your alley, Ben.
It is, Ben. I think you'd like it. I honestly, Phantom of the Opera is something that I absolutely despise. And so going into Phantom of the Paradise, I was like, is this going to be my jam? And it very much was. I really enjoyed it. I haven't seen it in a few years, but It's cool. This didn't even cross my mind, but I like this pick.
Oh, would you say it's inspired, Sophie?
I would say it's inspired. I would say it's unique. I would say it's not among the top 13 musicals of all time, but sure.
Okay, well, we're here. This is the journey that we have trodden. The path is now laid before us. Okay, so we have Phantom of Paradise at 13. I like that. I think that's really cool. Now 12. You guys aren't being very helpful. You're just kind of like letting me do my thing, and I don't want that.
You wanted these spots so bad. I figured you were locked and loaded on.
Yeah, me
well,
too.
it was. I had Bo Burnham Inside and Phantom of the Paradise, and then one of those just shot out. So I'm having to restructure live.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
You could put one of your favorite films down
like a
here.
personal pick here.
Yeah, like maybe one that Ben and I don't like love that much, but you really like.
What are you trying to allude to? Genuinely, I don't know.
Movie that I'm talking about.
There's a movie that we talked you into not playing last time. I think if you want it on the list, you should play it now.
Yeah. Really? Because on my short list, it's much higher.
Well, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
Right?
You've shown it to your children. Like, I'm sure.
I hope I'm thinking of the right movie. Because this could be some real foul play where you guys just like try to rile up my memory and it's wrong.
I think we're trying to help you.
I think
trying
we
to do
are,
our best.
Yeah.
We're team.
Because if it's down here, I'm not going to veto it. But if it's any higher, I might.
Oh. Even at 9, you'd veto?
Oh, yeah.
It can't be a top 10.
No.
I'm gagged. What the fuck is wrong with you guys? That's insane. Okay, cool. So basically the position that I've been put in right now is bend the knee to our power or be beheaded in the public square.
You asked for help.
Yeah. This is us collaborating with you.
You are blackmaling. We're is not collaboration. You guys are blackmailing. You guys are like, if you don't play this movie now, it will never be played. How can I trust you?
We're being honest.
Yeah, we're being helpful.
When did you guys decide to make an alliance?
We're being so collaborative right now.
In your best interest.
Say I do it. Say I play this film at 12.
Mm-hmm.
Things just go swimmingly forward or what?
I mean, you don't have to worry about that.
Oh, the vetoes.
It can be on the list.
Oh, boy. These guys are just making me instantly regret playing Phantom of the Paradise. Shoot. Man, I asked for this. This is what I wanted. And this is not how I anticipated it. Oh, vetoes. You have 2. Ben's got 1. Oh, man, this is really putting me in a spot. Putting me in a hell of a spot. Okay. I will bow to your destructive power. I will succumb. And I don't like this. This is it. Okay. All right. Just fine. We have to see how this board plays out because there is a specific movie that I was going to play right now, right here, that I know for a fact nobody wants on this board. I've never talked about this film to a single soul. I don't know who likes it. I don't know who's seen it. But then you guys risk playing it at 9 or 3. And you're okay with that?
Sure.
Oh my God. Okay, cool. Can I ask you a clarifying question before I cement this pick in stone?
Sure. Yeah, of course.
Are you talking about Grease?
Of course.
Yeah, Grease Lightning.
One of the best musicals that's ever been put on screen.
We got you to not play it last time, which is crazy.
How did that happen?
I can't believe that worked.
Can you remind me? Because that's insane that happened. I literally don't remember.
I don't remember either.
The movie has a bad message. It tells people to change who they are to fit in with everybody. It's not a good movie.
What are you talking
thumbs
about?
Down. Yeah, thank you. Exactly.
I did not thumbs down. My
Your
video,
emoji
my
agrees
StreamYard.
with me.
This is why we are an audio-only podcast. Nobody had to ever know that the thumbs down emoji appeared on my screen. I think sometimes in life you have to change who you are.
Whoa.
For the better, but not to fit in.
It's all about fitting in. Right, Sophie? Don't you want to be popular?
Look at the message we're giving our kids.
I'm already
these days.
popular. I'm Galinda. I'm the one, or like orchestrating the popularity. Yeah. No, Greece.
Okay, so who am I in Greece
Greece,
then? Who are
Ethan.
you telling me that I am in Greece? Because that's insane. If you guys are telling me I'm anybody but Danny, that's crazy.
Is that Travolta?
Yeah. Yes, man.
Okay, good.
Who hurt you guys? Honestly, like, what is with
Even
this?
I like Greece.
This is
Like, it has
crazy.
some catchy songs, but the overarching message is ridiculous, and it's silly fun, but it's not top 10 material.
Perfect for 12.
Yeah, it's perfect. This is perfect. That's why we were trying to help.
It'd be so sick if I was just like, man, I'm gonna play something else. That'd be really cool.
Follow your heart, man.
I'm not gonna do it. I have to. You guys are right. I have to venture towards a path that I did not go last time. Greece did not make the list last time. It has to be on this list. I will bend the knee to your authority, to your empire that you have taken over here in the pod. I will be playing Grease at number 12, a movie that I firmly hold as one of the best musicals ever. It means so much to me personally. It is one of the musicals I grew up on. I saw it all the time in theaters. I had the VHS for it. I have taken my kids to see it in theaters twice. We watch it all the time at home. It's a very troubled, hasn't aged well message, but besides that, it's very good.
Besides the core of the film.
Besides the message.
Here's the thing.
It's good.
Here's the thing. Here's the last thing that I will say about Grease. The snap zoom that we get on Danny, the first time that we are introduced to John Travolta's character, I firmly believe that is the coolest that anybody has ever looked on screen. It's immaculate what is done in that moment. It's at 12. Jesus Christ.
It's on the list. Look at the bright side.
Mm-hmm.
You did it.
This is, you guys, you run a tight regime over here. All right. It is what it is. I mean, don't come crying to me when I play something at 9.
I'm excited to hear it
Me
is.
too.
Yeah,
I think you're
this is gonna be
bluffing,
fun.
Huh? I'd think again.
All right. My turn, correct?
Mm-hmm.
At 12. Sick.
I'm going to kick it off with what I kicked it off with last time.
No, you're not.
The Oscar nominated.
Give me a break. This deserves no place on this list.
Man, I feel like you know in your heart that this isn't right.
This is a bet.
You're telling me that me and Sean Fantasy are wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
you can be right a million times. All it takes, you can be wrong once. It's okay. Just accept it.
You're 0 for 2 on this list already, so I'm going to go with it. South Park, Bigger, Longer, Uncut. I'll be playing at 11. Nominated for an Oscar, written by the guys that did, speaking of stage plays, Book of Mormon, one of the most successful Broadway musicals of all time. These guys know what they're doing. They wrote some of the funniest songs ever, and they all appear in this movie. I think South Park, here we go. I'm going out on a limb here. I think South Park's underrated. And I think this movie's fantastic.
Oh my God.
So I'm putting it on the list.
Underrated how? People have been watching South Park for like 20 years.
They should be watching it even longer. The TV show's fantastic.
All right. Well, since the last time this happened,
Mm-hmm.
I have still not seen a single piece of South Park content. I will never. I don't plan on it. I do know that the last time we potted together, as stated, it was my first podcast. I was being nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to be nice this time. I'm vetoing this. This is ridiculous. I can't have this here.
Just
and if you play it again,
queen.
like, I'm going to veto it again. Like, sure, you can do that if you want. Like, I put Purple Rain on here 15 times. I don't care. I don't want South Park on this.
Okay.
Target off my back on the bench. Woo, we live to see another day. I did, since the last time we recorded a musicals draft, I did in fact watch this movie. I thought it was quite poor. South Park's just not for me.
Wow.
I've accepted that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's all good.
Get over that. Okay.
You are the guy that put here on the Tom Hanks list, so everyone will just keep that in consideration.
I stand by that take. I
good.
think it's one of his best.
Here, good movie. South Park, we're not going to cut. Not good. So that's okay. We'll talk about it later. At number 5, or wait, no, it's on my number 5 on my list. And we're playing number 11.
Number 5.
One of my favorite mockumentaries of all time, from the Lonely Island. We're playing Pop Star, Never Stop, Never Stoppin'.
See, I can get behind this.
Sure.
I like this. This is good.
Fantastic. Hilarious movie. Again, some fantastic songs here. I think the Lonely Island guys are hilarious, and I love a good mockumentary, specifically, the big Christopher Guest fan. But this one to me is just like one of the best recent versions of a mockumentary. And I think the songs that they have in it are fantastic, hilarious. We get a Michael Bolton, cameo. We get a lot of cameos actually in this movie. But yeah, I don't know. I just think this movie is really, really good, and it deserves to be on this list. So yeah, here at 11 for now. Who knows what Sophie wants?
Can I just quickly read to you some of the cameos in this movie?
Yeah, please.
Carrie Underwood, Nas, Usher, 50 Cent, Ringo Starr, Simon Cowell, Adam Levine, Pink, DJ Khaled, A$AP Rocky, Michael Bolton, you mentioned, Seal, Will Forte, Snoop Dogg, Weird Al, Jimmy Fallon. This is a little unhinged. It's also quite entertaining.
Like the list or the movie?
Both.
Yeah. I love it. Snoop Dogg hosting a show called Surprise Motherfuckers. Like, that's hilarious. That's super funny. I love it.
Cool. When you guys look at this list in the doc, it feels good that a movie like that is above Grease?
To me,
Not
yes.
really.
Slowly but surely, the tides turn. I'll get you from Grease. Don't worry.
I think it looks like a great list so far.
God, Popstar is a hell of a lot better than South Park. I'm glad.
We'll see what the list says. We'll see what the list says. Have you seen Popstar, Sophie?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I haven't, but I've heard great things, and I know I would like it, but just haven't gone there. But yeah, I'm sure it's better than South Park. So
hasn't seen a second of South Park content. Constantly rails against it.
Love it.
You've got 10, Sophie. Queen's on you, Queen.
About to make the first good pick on this list.
God, you're like, let's work together, and then you're just like, nobody can.
I'm trying to work together, but I just don't like the pick so far. That's all. Gosh, I'm like stuck between, because there's things I want on here that I believe should be higher, but gosh, I don't know. This is rough.
I feel like it should be illegal to take this much time to make a pick.
You take way longer than me. Please.
You, that's
don't
amazing.
Talk. Gosh. Okay. I'm gonna play a film.
Here's the thing: if it was actually good, you wouldn't need this much time. That's the problem.
No. All of the movies I'm looking at are good, which is why this is hard. I can't decide which goodness I'm gonna choose. Speaking of goodness, I believe that The Wizard of Oz should be on this list. So I'm going to play it now because I don't know. Like, I believe in my heart that The Wizard of Oz is a better movie than Wicked. I know that. But I don't really know if like Wicked belongs on this list so soon. And I also do, like, even though I've seen it in theaters multiple times, I have bought and succumbed to the Wicked merchandising. I have issues with it. I have a lot of issues with it, but I don't have any issues with The Wizard of Oz. I think it's a perfect movie. I think that all of the songs are lovely, even if some of them, I mean, they're pretty, like, this isn't a movie that I always kind of reference as a musical because a lot of the songs are like rather short, besides Over the Rainbow, of course. But But I think it belongs on this list, and I don't really know if I would want to play it any higher than this, just because I have some other things that I want. But yeah, I feel like this is a good spot for it. What do you guys think?
I think it's great. We rewatched this in prep to go see Wicked. And this movie is so good. I learned after however many years I've been watching this movie that it's the Lollipop Guild and not the Lollipop Kids. I always thought it was the Lollipop Kids. So it's like, I was like, wait, the Guild? What the fuck? I had no idea that that's what he was saying. So I learned something on this new rewatch. But yeah, this movie is awesome. I think it definitely belongs on this list, and at least making in the top 10, it has to.
I think this is a great spot for The Wizard of Oz. I think it's imperative. This is kind of what I was getting at earlier of like, I really do feel like there's some imperative movies that have to be on here that basically built what musicals are from the ground up and had a massive footprint on the genre. And this is one of those. So yeah, The Wizard of Oz. That's great. Actually, after every time I make a pick, I actually sing If I Only Had a Brain. So my life. I relate. I relate to the Wizard of Oz.
Yay! Look at me being collaborative. Look at me.
Look at you. You did it.
You are the
pick for the
queen
people.
of musicals,
Yeah.
after all. Pick for the people. Okay. Okay, I'm at 9, and I think we just have to do it. You know, I think sometimes in life you've just got to say that you like a movie, and it's okay to like that movie. And I'm going to be putting forth this film at number 9, Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. Now, out of musicals, this is the only movie musical that I've ever seen the stage play for. It came to Portland. I saw it. My wife is obsessed with it. I love this film. I think it is among Tim Burton's best. Genuinely think the aura of this movie is extremely dark and deadly and really infectious. I love Alan Rickman in this movie. I think him and Johnny Depp singing together is really good. Obviously, the Johnny Depp of everything, much like many of the movies I try to champion on many podcasts for some reason, always contain one problematic human being. So just set that aside. I really like Sweeney Todd, and I've put it at 9. And nobody said I peep.
I just think it's interesting that you said The Wizard of Oz was a perfect 10 pick, and then you put Sweeney Todd, a Johnny Depp starring film.
I would have loved to put Sweeney Todd at 10 and given you the Wizard of Oz at 9. Just we could have worked collaboratively on that, but apparently that ship has sailed.
I haven't seen this movie in a long time. I remember enjoying it, but yeah, okay. Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
What does he want from us? You're the one who
vetoes.
said that like we would be upset with this pick, and now we're not happy about the pick.
You also
you're
threatened
surprised.
No, it's okay.
3. I'm not going to veto it.
No, I'm not going to play it at 3. If it gets vetoed here, I have many more things that need to be on this list, and it will not get played. Do you guys have vetoes? Action on vetoes if you want. I think it would be phenomenal graphic making to have Popstar Never Stop Stopping, The Wizard of Oz, and then Sweeney Todd. Just The Wizard of Oz sandwiched between those two greats is incredible stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, I won't be retweeting the graphic.
Oh, so that's why you don't retweet. You just never agree. You're just like,
no, I don't want this to my name. No.
I don't want a social footprint on that. That's why I tag you in every single graphic, even though you're not on the show. Because like I need history to show. This was still part of it. I mean, are you guys okay? Are we moving forward?
I'm not going to use a veto on it.
Like,
yeah.
Sure, whatever.
It's still low enough. I'm like, okay.
All right. Cool. I like that. I really love this movie. I tried to rewatch it leading up to this, and unfortunately I just couldn't get to it. But like every night I was like asking Molly, can we rewatch Sweeney Todd? Can we watch Sweeney Todd? Watched a lot of YouTube clips of it. Listened to the soundtrack. It's really good. Best Pies in London. Okay, guys. Whatever. He's a demon barber.
Where does he work?
Barbershop.
Fleet Street? Yeah. Okay. Barbershop.
I mean, come on, you got to admit, it's a pretty sick idea for a character who just uses like razors to slit people's throats and then they make meat pies out of them and that's how they feed London. I mean, it's right up Sophie's alley. Let's feed the people of London human pies because they're terrible.
Ridiculous.
We did it. Wow, this is unhinged. This is terrible.
Well, I'm going back to the well.
Oh.
5-star masterpiece, Oscar-nominated film, South Park, Bigger, Longer, Uncut, at number 8, please.
Okay. Sophie, we need to have a sidebar real fast.
Yeah.
This is important because I think you screwed the pooch on the 11, or because if we just would have let it sit, how are we gonna get this off the board though?
Because
you have one veto and I only have one veto.
I believe in my heart that Ben knows that this isn't a 2 or a 4. You know, so I think if it's vetoed here, it won't come up again. That's I don't know. That's kind of my thought.
Okay. You have faith in humans.
Yeah, I do.
Whenever Ben is stoic, I just can't. It breaks me so easily. I can't do it.
I'm just enjoying the conversation. It's fun to listen to.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's what I think.
I could get on that. I could get on that train for sure. It might burn. It might go off the tracks when we get to the end.
So, and something I also know, I mean, Sweeney Todd was kind of out of left field, but you and I have pretty similar taste. And so
we do.
I don't really think you're going to be vetoing any of my films. I can actually say that with certainty that every film I will select, you like.
Wow, that is quite the proposition.
What
From ruling with power to ruling with sincerity. Look at you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you going to veto this or am I going to veto this?
I think that was a pitch for you to veto it. If I'm reading between the lines here.
Again, if I only had a brain, I don't know what to tell you.
I vetoed it once, so it's now your turn.
That's fair. Yeah, I'll veto it. I don't want this on the list. Just period.
Cool.
I think it's going to be remarkable content in 40 minutes when this is number 2.
I mean, but maybe we'll see.
We'll live in that reality.
Then we're going to scratch this pod. That's what
we recorded and it'll never be released.
It's never coming out.
All right. Yeah, I'll veto it.
Dang. Okay. Well then.
I see what you did. A well joke. That's funny. Back to the well. Well
Back
then.
to the well. Well then.
You big on wells?
Huge. Big ball guy. What do I want to play? I'm going between 2 other ones now.
You want to put them out for conversation? We can.
Yeah, we could collab.
We could do it together.
They both contain the word horror in the name.
Ooh.
There's one I would really like.
One that I would really like as well. This sounds like a perfect opportunity for our very first true moment of collaboration.
Let's do it. At number 8, Little Shop of Horrors.
Fuck!
That's not it.
God damn it!
That's not it.
Rick Moranis, one of the better musicals. Have you guys seen this?
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen
it. It's
it.
not good.
Compared to the other one with horror in the title, this is very poor.
Very poor. You think Rick Moranis is giving a better performance than Tim Curry?
I don't remember saying that at all.
Well, I'm asking. It's a question.
That didn't sound like a question at all. It sounded like I was getting bullied.
I'm phrasing it as a question now.
Getting bullied across the country.
You think this?
Are you kidding me? Did you literally just
answer
say?
The question?
No, of course not.
Then why did you play it?
Doesn't mean I don't think it's good.
Okay.
See, Taco agrees.
No, don't bring Taco into this. Taco's innocent.
She's
Ben's
on my
dog
side.
leave Ben's dog out of this.
Yeah, I don't know. I love this movie. I think it's great. I think Rick Moranis is doing a wonderful job in this movie. Frank Oz directing some of the best puppetry on film and some really fun songs. Steve Martin, Bill Murray, a great cast. And I don't know. I really enjoy this movie. I would love to see the other horror one on here too. So don't let me stop you guys from doing that. But this is the one that I would like to play.
Yeah. I should have known. After I went to Vegas with you and you were like, we got to find the Little Shop of Horrors slot machine. I should have known.
Yep.
Dang, that was the tell.
That was it.
In that moment, I was like number 6 on the draft. Damn.
Okay, well.
Okay, top half. Here we go.
Here we go. Two movie musicals in a row about eating people. It's fun.
Oh,
look at that.
Fascinating.
I like
Look at our
it.
thematic connections.
Maybe if I had thought about that, I wouldn't have played it, but oh well.
Is there a third movie musical out there about eating people?
There must be. Someone's yelling at us right now about what it is.
It's the ultimate trilogy.
Yeah.
I don't know. Nothing's coming to mind.
Not big on the niche genre of eating people in films?
No, I'm not.
Is there a movie, I think, Cannibal the Musical from...
Yeah, that exists for sure.
It has to be real. Musicals about eating people. Let's see what Google turns up.
No, it really is a movie called Cannibal the Musical from 1993.
It's true. Wow. Jeez. What a time for this podcast.
From Trey Parker of South Park fame. Look at that.
Boy, we've never heard of it.
Look at that.
Ugh.
All right, well, I want to have there are movies that I know I need to have on the list, but I'm fairly certain that you guys would agree that they need to be on the list. So I'm trusting that you all would put them in the 2, 3, and 4 spots that you have. So I'm actually gonna play Rocky Horror Picture Show here.
Interesting.
Because I would also love to see it on the list.
Yeah.
I love this movie so much. I admittedly learned about the concept of Rocky Horror through Perks of Being a Wallflower, because within that book and film, they participate in it and then became obsessed with the idea in college. Like the theater group would do it every year. And so I went for the first time, changed me, love it so much. I try to go to a, shadow cast performance every year. I just think this movie is excellent, and soundtrack that I listen to all the time. Actually, the vinyl is sitting on my record player right now. Oh, nice. Second, and it's a picture of Tim Curry. I will send you all a photo. But yeah,
you all meaning every listener that sends us their phone number in Spotify.
Put them in a group chat.
Comment with your phone number. Sophie will send it to
you. Damn it, Janet. It's incredible stuff. I showed my wife that for the very first time. She had not seen that, or obviously the main tune of the film, and I was flabbergasted. I had to switch that on the spot. So I love seeing this on the list.
Susan Sarandon, so good in this.
She is so gorgeous in this movie. It's unbelievable. I remember the first time I watched it, Ben, I think I texted you, and I was like, how is she so good looking?
Yeah. It's amazing. I
is
love
it Meatloaf
this,
in this movie?
Meatloaf, yeah, he's the one on the motorcycle. Yeah.
God, Bat Out of Hell, true Bat Out of Hell. That's incredible.
She really is.
Jesus, awesome. This is what a wonderful pick, Sophie.
Yeah, my second pick, where I'm taking the people on this podcast into account and the world at large into account. Just doing good work.
Yeah.
Pick for the people. Somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Huh. Okay. Well, I feel the pressure to keep this going. Okay. How many spots we have left? We have 6 spots left. Okay. Sophie, the thing that is giving me pause is that I do in fact believe the same that you do. I think there are like a 2, 3, and a 4 that we all know should be on the list.
Mm-hmm.
That
I
all
can
need to make.
assure you I'm not in that same wavelength.
Awesome.
Okay, great. That's very good.
I'm just letting you guys know that.
Ugh, man.
In a moment of transparency and collaboration, I just wanted
Yeah.
to tell
Thank you for being honest with us here today.
You know I have justice to serve here.
Oh, I forgot.
Boy.
Yeah.
Bummer.
I mean, that could be up for whatever.
We'll see.
Huh.
If something else gets vetoed, I might have to play it at 4, but who knows?
Jeez. Well, genuinely, it does help me. Helps me trying to have a brain about what I should put it.
Or you could play it right now, Ethan.
Oh, well, that would be fascinating.
That would be interesting.
Interesting idea.
Again, we're being so cryptic. Like, I really wonder if like the listeners have half an idea of what we're talking about this entire time.
Yeah. That has that ever been done before in a collaborative? Has somebody stolen a pick?
I played. I don't know if I stole it, but I played the lighthouse really low because I didn't want you guys to play it higher.
Oh, right. I remember that.
I did that on the A24 horror. I'm just like, I don't want it any higher than this, so I'll play it here. You guys can talk about it.
Yeah.
So that was it.
That was like a preemptive steal, though. Like, you didn't know where the lighthouse was going to
go. I didn't know who was going to play it or where. Like, I didn't think I was taking it from a person.
Oh, Ethan, do you want a sidebar for a second?
I mean, I'd love to. It just feels icky. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm wasting one of my picks, because I don't trust Ben with another. That's for sure. It's giving Ben an extra pick.
You're right.
Literally is giving Ben a third pick. We're just like run the board. 3 out of the 6.
But one of the movies I know he's going to play, we both like.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because he played it last time.
Oh man, I envy your guys' great
and it's
memory
one of
I do not remember
it's
what
one
it
of
was.
my favorite movies. So I would love for him to play that one at 2. Wink, wink, Ben.
I was thinking you might play it at 1.
No, remember when she played at 1 last time?
I do, which is why I'm hoping she'll play this other thing instead.
Okay.
I agree though that maybe giving Ben an extra pick isn't a good idea. Ugh, but I don't want it in the top 5.
Yeah, that was really cool for a moment, and then I realized that it really blows one of my picks.
Yeah,
it was great in theory.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. God, this is tough. Okay, would you guys be interested in discussing for a quick moment, because I'm genuinely having a toss up between 2 movies.
Yeah,
and I just kind of want to get your guys' vibe. So, I personally think it's important that La La Land is on this list. I don't know if you guys believe the same. I guess I bring it up because I worry that the time for doing good on that movie has passed. That feels like a 10 to 7 range.
No.
Oh.
I disagree.
Okay.
You would think it belongs higher?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so that's my biggest qualm right now is do I play La La Land here to ensure it gets on the list, or dive into a movie that I think should be top 3 out of safety?
Ethan, I'm going to be cryptic. I'm so sorry, everyone. But Ethan, I think that you should play a movie that you and I really like that didn't get a chance to be played last time.
Okay. You're going to have to vamp for a second, because I'm going to have to do a little litter.
And it's a film that may not be in the English language.
Yes. Well, see, this I knew. But which one is my question? Because I have 2.
Oh, I like one more than the other. So you can do some research on that if you'd like.
You like one more than the other. Okay. Well, I see one that you've rated 5 stars.
Yep. That would be the one.
Seems tough to beat.
Because we both like that movie. I would maybe play it later as well, but I just think if Ben gets to take some justice here and put something that didn't make it, I feel like that's something we would. Yeah, I think that's something we would want represented here.
Okay, so if I play this movie here, do you commit to playing La La Land somewhere? That's my trade-off.
Of course.
Why?
La La Land's one of my favorite movies, Ethan. Ethan, what are you talking about?
Oh, I just get worried, I just get worried. Okay. I believe you. I have faith. This is a collaborative activity and an exercise. Let's see where this takes us. At number
Cool.
6, I will be playing the movie that you alluded to, Sophie. I will be playing a movie that I don't think made the list last time, that I think was one of my biggest regrets. I was able to recently see this in a local rep theater on a big-ish screen. It's a small theater, but still pretty life-changing experience. I'm going to be playing the Young Girls of Rochefort. This is the Jacques Demy 1967 just out and out masterpiece of two sisters who don't like living in their French town, and they're like, you know what, we got to get out of here. And then people come in for the circus, and they're like, maybe we'll fall in love. And then there's a guy that butchers people as a B plot, and it's fucking incredible stuff. It really is.
It is. It's perfect stuff.
I love this movie. I showed this movie to my girls when I got home from seeing it in the theater, and they were just like mesmerized. They can't read subtitles. They're 6 and 4. They have no idea what's being sung, and they're locked in on the Young Girls of Rochefort. Yeah, wow, it's a good movie. Thanks for encouraging me to play this.
Thank you. Thank you for being collaborative. This is a just straight up masterpiece. It in my personal taste and list, it would be like in the top 3 conversation. I think it's beautiful, and I think it's cool to have it on this list because, like I said, it is a foreign language film, and that's something we didn't have represented last time. And Demy is just one of the greats in terms of musical filmmaking, and obviously his films are a direct influence on movies that we love, like La La Land. So,
yeah, especially Young Girls of Rochefort, you just find it unbelievably everywhere in pretty much every musical. So Ben, I'm just gonna do a little pulse check on you over there. Haven't heard a lick. How's life?
Going well. Yeah, I can't complain. I haven't seen this in a long time, but I remember being really good, so I'm cool with it being here.
Sophie, don't jump in the dock and start writing out titles.
Sorry.
When I've been burned in the past, when I write down a movie and Ben was like, oh, you thought that was going to be number 6? Well, you better delete it. There's a method to the madness. Okay, it's in the dock. The Young Girls of Rochefort.
Yay. I'm so happy about that.
God. It's just every time, I know it's happening, but like every time when there's like, I don't know, whatever, 10 minutes left when we kind of get the last big oneer that people are leaving the town, I just start to weep. I'm just like, man, this is the best that's ever been done. And obviously, the ending of this movie is a huge influence on La La Land, for sure. Like the missed connection aspect, huge influence on that subgenre.
Would you argue that maybe we don't need La La Land on this list now that this is here?
I think it's important to represent all musicals equally.
Okay.
All right. Interesting. Okay. At number 5, I am going to play something I believe I played last time as well. The best musical of the 21st century, which is Steven Spielberg's West Side Story.
This is
Silence. I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
I thought you had agreed to play La La Land here. Is that not what I heard? Like
you said, I agreed to play it. Period.
Are you gonna play it a 1?
Maybe.
Oh my God! Walked into a fucking bear trap.
Oh man,
what's going on?
I have things I have to do. Okay. And one of
you
them
lied to my face.
I didn't lie
to me.
I haven't. The list is not complete yet.
It's true.
It's true. Okay.
I have things I need to do, and one of those things is to consistently champion this film because I think it's perfect. I rewatched it like 2 weeks ago, and I think I was hesitant to rewatch it for a while because there is an obvious stain on the film in terms of Ansel Elgort. But I truly do believe that he's very good in the movie. I don't think that's a commonly held belief, but I think he's good in it. I think his personal actions are what kind of stain the film for me a little bit. But I think that this movie is absolutely breathtaking, and I grew up with the original West Side Story, had a lot of doubts about this remake, and it just completely blew me away. I think it's visually just one of the most stunning films of the past like 25 years, and it's just so well done. And I think maybe because I was had such an attachment to the original, I was very worried about the execution of this, and I think it was improved upon in a lot of ways. So yeah, have to have it on the list.
Yeah, this was one of those for sure where I was just like, I know it's Spielberg, but why is he doing this? Like, it already exists. Like, is he that bored? Why is he remaking this? And then watching it, it's just like, oh, okay, that's why he made it, because he like made it better. Yeah, I think this movie is amazing. Yeah, I don't know, I love it. So I'm glad it showed back up. That was one that was definitely on the other list. I was like, I hope this comes back. So
I'm famously out on this movie, but I want to put a little asterisk on that. I haven't rewatched it since I initially visited it. And my film taste and appreciation for movies, specifically with musicals and Steven Spielberg, has vastly changed since consuming this film in 2021. So I'm heavily due for a rewatch of this movie. I can't really give a good take on it, except for the fact that I wouldn't have put it here. But, you know, I love seeing Stevie on the list. That's all I can say.
Great. Lovely.
perfect.
You would play a New York movie. Freaking classic.
Should we go through it for formality's sake?
Oh my God.
At number 4.
Mean, I'm out of this conversation. I have no vetoes left.
And you know, there's movies that exist like Singing in the Rain, like, you know, some like all-time classics that could fit really well here.
Club classics.
Right alongside this one, I believe it. Yeah. We still have the top 3 to go through. We have 3 great ones.
The cool thing about bits is you can give them up whenever you want. It's
True.
Pretty, you know, free will. Do as you wish.
Willy Wonka, like you give up your Wonka bit. And
yeah,
when you give that up.
I will give you a lifetime supply of chocolate not to play this film.
I genuinely love this movie. I don't know what to tell you guys.
Cool. So above The Young Girls of Rochefort and West Side Story, we're going to have a musical in which Osama
Oscar-nominated musical
and Satan have a sexual relationship.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
It's important to represent all musicals. Like you said, it's important to represent all musicals. And here we are. We're representing everything.
Wow.
I'm gonna veto it. I don't know what to say.
Okay.
Like, and maybe that's a bad decision because maybe you're gonna play it again, but like, I don't know. I just have faith that you won't once again. So I'm vetoing.
Yeah.
I hate disappointing people.
You wouldn't hurt Sophie like that, would you?
I really hate disappointing people, but sometimes...
Like, Ben, it would really hurt my feelings.
Okay.
Keep going.
The Movie Draft Pod, where feelings are foremost.
Yeah.
This could be my Christmas present.
Well, you mentioned it already. Here's the thing. The last time I had 2... with horror in the title that I want to play. Now I have 2 with rain in the title that I want to play.
What? Oh, yeah, okay.
So which one do I do? It's hard to say.
I don't know what you want me to say. I still haven't seen one of them.
Well, I did want justice for it. I called for it over and over again. I think putting it in the top 4 is solid. So I'm going to go with Purple Rain at number 4.
Happy for you.
Thank you. I'm, as a concession, not playing it at number 2 for you guys.
Would I like Purple Rain, do you think?
Not at this point, no, because like the bit's gone on too long and you're just like, I'm never watching it. So like, I don't want either of you to watch it now because you're not going to like it. I love it though. I think it's amazing. I saw it in theaters within the last couple months. It's I think it's perfect. Yeah, I love Purple Rain. If you want to see just one of the best musical performances ever, watch Prince in this. I'm happy it's on the list. I know you guys don't have anything to say about it.
Nope, not at all.
I do not. I commend you though. I mean, sticking to your guns, you know, you did it. You saw through to what you wanted to make happen and you did
Got my Prince shirt on. ready to go.
Last time you wore a movie-specific garment of clothing on this pod, it was ripped from your hands.
Yeah. Oh, Sophie. It was heartbreaking. I had my Jurassic Park sweatpants on, and then our guest took the movie from me. It's just like I didn't think anyone else was going to take it, so I had to show them off at least, even though this isn't a video medium that we use here.
Yeah, that clip actually hit the Patreon. If you want to find that. Okay, well, we've really come down to it here, haven't we, guys?
We have.
Got the 1, 2, and the 3. The 1, 2, and the 3. I feel like it's important to talk about what needs to be on this list.
Okay.
Cool.
Seems like you might not share the same sentiment.
No, I do. I think there's a 1, 2, and 3 here that are pretty clear. So,
do you want to say what they are? Or do you feel the same, Ethan? Do you feel like there's a clear 1, 2, 3?
I feel like there's at least a clear 2 out of 3.
Okay.
I guess my biggest apprehension would be Singing in the Rain, because you just posed that question and you did not play it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if Singing in the Rain is not on this list, unfortunately, what Sophie mentioned earlier about this being scrapped will in fact happen.
Yeah.
Is that on me to play Singing in the Rain is what I want to know.
No.
Best way to make sure something's on the list is to play it.
No, Ethan, don't play that.
Okay, so can I just remind you, the last time you told me to play something, I was duped.
Okay.
I was duped.
So, okay, let me explain a little further. I think there's a 1, 2, and 3 here.
Here we go.
I think there's a 1, 2, and 3 here. One of them, and like each one of us has one.
Okay.
Like, there's a movie that Ethan loves, there's a movie Ben loves, and there's a movie I love. And I think that they all belong in the top 3. And so we all just need to pick the movie that we love, and then it'll be good.
Okay. But what if that doesn't happen?
But this is where the cryptic falls apart. I don't know what you're talking about.
The movie I love, I've mentioned 3 times today.
Ben, there's another one. There's a better one.
But I just chose the other one at 4.
No.
God, can you imagine being a listener to this show?
No, I'm sorry. Okay, Ethan, I'm going to be honest with you, Ethan. I think you should play La La Land here.
Well, that's where I was leaning. That was my inclination.
And you don't have to worry about Singing in the Rain not being played, I don't think.
Are you playing it?
Okay.
Are you promising to play
really interesting end words to that sentence there. I don't think. That's reassuring.
I think Ben and I know that it belongs in the 1 or 2, so it'll be played in the 1 or 2. That's what I think.
Oh my God. This is crazy. This is crazy what is transpiring right now. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna leave it up to you guys to do what's right for the history of mankind. I'll be playing La La Land at number 3. A film that changed my life, to put it lightly. Opened my eyes to the world of cinema, the world of Ryan Gosling. I love this movie. I don't know what else to tell you. I think it's great.
It's perfect.
Just immediately in the dock. So confident.
Okay, wow. Well, the way you say that, why? Like, why do you need to even bring it up? It's so quick to type. You know what I mean? Like, L.
Yeah, it's true.
L. Like, it's just
True.
I feel like it's not perfect. I don't know if it belongs in the top 3. We do have the Young Girls of Rochefort on here, as we talked about, which is close enough.
Okay, it's not at all a direct comp, though. That's crazy that you're trying to pit those against each other.
Here's the hardest part, is I know how much you love this movie.
You know. It's in my top 4 right now for December.
Yeah. I feel like you should be in your top 4 forever.
Yeah, generally it is. And then I was like, well, we got to mix it up sometime. Unconventional Christmas movie. Merry Christmas. There's a nice way to say there, Karen. Come on. It's Christmas.
even though I've been vetoed 3 times today, I guess I'll let it go.
Wow.
I don't think it belongs in the top 3, but Merry Christmas.
You are a saint,
That is so sweet.
a god among men.
What sweet friends.
I wouldn't get too excited yet, Sophie. There might be a reason I'm holding on to this thing.
Oh man. Just wow. I appreciate you, Ben. I just want to say I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Not like it's tied for the record of the most Academy Award wins ever, but it's neither here nor there.
I mean, Academy nominations didn't seem to matter with mine, so.
Okay, but did it win? That's the question.
That's not important. It's the thought that counts. It's the thought. It's up to me.
This is so fascinating. I don't know if I've ever
sh-
seen this side of you.
I'd like to share what I'd like you to play.
Yeah, hit me up.
I would really, 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 really love if you played Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory here.
That is the move.
That's interesting because I was going between that and another movie.
Really?
Yeah. Do you want me to tell you what it is? Do you want to get collaborative here?
If you'd like.
I mean, we don't have to. It's fine. I can.
Well, that I just know that's what I'm always going to choose that over whatever the other option is.
Beauty and the Beast.
How dare you throw a movie that I stand for under the bus?
That's my favorite Disney movie, so I wouldn't be mad about that either.
Oh wait, you guys are talking live action, right? I was talking about the live action. Excuse me. Sorry, wrong conversation.
Get out of here.
I think Beauty and the Beast is better and deserves to be higher, but I have more of a connection with Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, which is why I'd want it on here.
Yeah.
I have one
Letterboxd page open right now,
and that's what it is.
Also an Oscar-nominated movie. I didn't know that. Best Original Score.
Wow.
And Gene Wilder is nominated for Best Performance. For the Golden Globes. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Maybe in the spirit of you not being mad at me later, let's play Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yes!
Wow.
Oh my gosh, things are going according to plan. This is awesome.
I was so happy until you said according to plan, and then came in with little evil vibes.
No, these are the 2 movies I was talking about when I was being cryptic. I wanted Ethan to play his La La Land, and I wanted Ben to play Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory because they're meaningful films, both of you, but they also happen to be 2 of my favorite movies of all time.
Gotcha. Yeah.
I think Willy Wonka is the first musical I ever showed my kids. This movie is just perfect. It's just like one of the best that's ever been done.
Yep.
Yeah. Do something. Help. Police. Murder.
Stop.
Just incredible. Stop. Wow.
Gene Wilder, learning who he actually was as a comedian and actor, outside of Willy Wonka, because this is a movie I obviously grew up on, as I mentioned, probably my first musical. And then seeing stuff, Stir Crazy and Hear No Evil, See No Evil. It's like, oh, he was actually not a raunchy comedian, but he wasn't a family-friendly comedian, so to speak. So, yeah, I don't know. I think he was great. Such range. And I love Gene Wilder. Yeah, I feel good. This is more of a heart pick for sure. Good job, Sophie. You did it.
Wow.
Yay.
The plan worked.
The plan worked.
I remember watching this as a kid being deathly afraid of the tunnel scene with the
blood. Oh, yeah.
Traumatized me.
Literally traumatizing stuff for sure. So scary.
Yep.
I love the very on the nose breaking the glass ceiling metaphor. I think that's incredible content. And candy is dandy, but liquor is quicker. Just an all-time life advice.
Gosh, I might watch this tonight.
Yeah, me too. Damn. I feel like every pod, I'm like, I'm going to fire that movie up after the pod.
Yeah, then we don't.
You know how many times that's happened? Zero
times. No, that's so true. Oh, lovely. Wow. Well, Ben still has a veto, which definitely scares me.
I have a veto override though. If you play the right thing, I can keep it in place.
Oh, then we're all good. We're fine. Yeah, I'm gonna be playing Singing in the Rain because it's the best musical of all time.
Just the perfect top 3. Wow.
My plan worked.
The puppet master over here.
Miss Collaborative. My plan worked.
Oh, this looks so beautiful, guys. I'm so proud.
How did they do it with Singing in the Rain? Like, how did they just make one of the greatest, you know?
Like Gene Kelly, probably. Like his birth.
She can't act, she can't sing, she can't dance. A triple threat? Fuck.
Debbie Reynolds is great. Donald O'Connor, fantastic. Make him laugh is still one of my favorite things ever in a movie. That for me was one of those like, oh, they did cool shit back then. You know, like I just thought of old movies as kind of boring and whatever. Then watching him do that performance, like, oh, that's funny now. And that was like, yeah, so well done. This had to be number 1. I was worried you didn't play Sound of Music, which is what I was saving my veto for. So I'm glad you played Singing in the Rain.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen I've logged 2 movies 8 times. This is one of them. One of my tied for my most logged movie of all time.
It really is
Oppenheimer?
Like
the other would be Oppenheimer. Yes, that's correct.
No way.
What a wild duo.
I also think Singing in the Rain is like, it's just perfect for so many occasions because it's like such a joyous film. Like it's one that I just turn on when I need like a smile on my face. Like I need color. But it's also a good movie to watch when it's raining. Like it's a good sick day movie. Like it's just, I don't know. It's so universal and beautiful and obviously influential. So
yeah, the 4-quadrant film. Wow, we have done it. We have completed the movie musicals collaborative draft.
Yeah, let's be clear.
Let's be very clear about what we've been doing for the last hour and 26 minutes. Shall we read the list?
Yeah.
Okay. At number 13, Phantom of the Paradise. At number 12, Grease, movie I was bullied into playing at number 12. And I thank you for it.
I think you were invited to play it at 12.
Number 11, Popstar, Never Stop, Never Stopping. 10, The Wizard of Oz. Number 9, Sweeney Todd, The Demon Barber of Fleet Street. Number 8, Little Shop of Horrors. Number 7, The Rocky Horror Picture Show. Number 6, The Young Girls of Rochefort. Number 5, West Side Story, the 2021 edition by Steven Spielberg. Number 4, Purple Rain. Number 3, La La Land. Number 2, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. And number 1, Singing in the Rain. It feels good. It feels good.
It's pretty solid.
I like it.
Feels really good. Any big misses that you guys want to mention?
South Park, bigger, longer, uncut. We omitted that, unfortunately. One that we really haven't talked about, but I think is great, is That Thing You Do. I think that movie's awesome.
I like that movie.
Yeah. And then, as I mentioned, Beauty and the Beast was up there for me.
Yeah, I'm kind of sad we don't have any animated films on here. I think last time we did this, I played The Lion King, and I thought about it this time, but yeah, I mean, things happen, things unfold. But I think The Lion King and Beauty and the Beast are like the top tier animated musicals in my eyes.
In my defense, I did try to play an animated movie 3 times.
I know you did.
You were like,
I know you did.
No animated movies.
And you know what? I feel so good about that because last time, like, I didn't use my veto, and it just was looming over me for so long that I didn't veto South Park. And guess what? I did it twice, and it felt so good.
You did it. You pulled it off.
Yeah.
You sleep well tonight.
I will. There's a lot of musicals that I feel like they're not like big misses. They're just like musicals that I want on the record that I love very much. Obviously, the original West Side Story. Shout out Wonka. Love Wonka.
Jesus Christ. I lived in just fear for the last 90 minutes.
I know you did.
What
but
might
I wasn't
happen.
going to do that. Like, that's a personal, like, that's what I was talking about at the top of the pod. Like, that is not one of the quintessential musicals, but to me, it's excellent and it's perfect and I will watch it forever. And it's the first movie I will show my kids, most likely.
You like that part of the movie where the cop eats so much chocolate he gets so fat?
Yeah, I love that part. I love that
Yeah,
part.
it's really good content, isn't it? It's great. That's what we have our biggest stars in Hollywood doing right now. Chasing cops through the streets of London. Cool.
A movie that I watched since the last time we recorded is The Muppet Movie. Love The Muppet Movie. So good. Would have liked to see it here, but that's okay. Obviously, The Sound of Music is probably my personal favorite musical of all time. Like, it's what I would kind of choose to throw on, and it's just very special to me. But I know that it's not like a universally loved film, although it did win Best Picture, so want that on the record as well.
So Green Book.
You're right. You know what? You're right.
I was gonna say it's not about the wins; it's about the noms, baby. You want to be nom, you don't want to win.
Okay, Oppenheimer, Mr. Oppenheimer.
Well, that's different, you know. I think there are a few that I want to mention that I don't think are in the 13, but like you, Sophie, I just want to be on the record that I like these movies. I recognize them. And I think in another reality might be like at the bottom of the list, but I think most of them are unfortunately like in the 13 to 18 range. I like In the Heights. I think it's pretty good. I think Wicked as a directorial outing is a significant step down from John Chu from In the Heights, but I will go to bat for that movie. We mentioned Umbrellas of Cherbourg, I guess kind of briefly, if not by name, by Cryptic Message. That would be the other international feature here. I like Across the Universe. I didn't feel strong enough to play it on this draft because I haven't seen it since I was a kid, but it is a Beatles musical and I watched it all the time growing up. Tick, Tick, Boom, I think is worth a mention here. Really good. I like Tick, Tick, Boom. Nominated for an Oscar, did not win, notably, Andrew Garfield. Mamma Mia. Should that have been on the list, guys?
I've seen it.
It should not have been on the list, no.
Okay. I really like Mamma Mia. Les Miserables, Moulin Rouge. Ben, I know you're a big Moulin Rouge guy.
That movie sucks.
Yeah.
Whoa. Just
bad movie.
Cool. I think it's fine. I think it's totally fine. The other one worth noting, All That Jazz. I think people will be a little, the cinephiles out there will be a little heated that All That Jazz didn't make this list.
That's fine.
Sophie, I don't give a fuck about the cinephiles, whole singer.
Stay mad.
Stay mad, bro. I think we did good work here today. I had 2 on my short list for the not for me. I took after you, Sophie, in my note taking. Not for me, Wonka. Other one, High School Musical. Just not for me.
Well,
Glad it. I'm what? Did you want to finish that?
No.
Great. Well, I feel really good about this draft. I feel really good about where we're ending things as a triumvirate of drafters here on the show. As always, big thank you, Ben, Sophie. Thanks for co-hosting with me. It's been a pleasure.
It was fun.
Very fun. Loved revisiting this.
Yeah, it was great. It was a good time to revisit this. Coming up on the Movie Draft Pod, Christmas movies auction happening next week.
Yeah.
You guys ready?
No. No way.
Let me pose this question before we get out of here, Sophie. Very popular guest came on a few weeks ago. Went to bat that Wonka is a Christmas film. Agree, disagree?
I don't know because it's part of like my December canon. Like I feel like I would watch it in December because, it's cold. Like the film.
How does that equate to Wonka? It's cold outside.
No.
So Wonka?
Ethan, someone hasn't seen Wonka in a while because the opening of Wonka, he's sleeping outside and it's really cold and his chocolate freezes. So the film itself takes place in the winter.
Okay, so
therefore it's a winter film. I don't know about Christmas is the thing.
That draft will surely get squirrely. I'll tell you that right now. Things are going to get really interesting about what a Christmas movie is or is not. I'm looking forward to doing that with you guys. Looking forward to being back. The Holy Trinity, the Brain Trust. Can't wait. Be sure to listen and subscribe to the Movie Draft Podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts. New episodes will be released weekly on Tuesdays. We'll see you then.